if you actually click on the videos I post on Twitter, but it's your choice.
There's always a choice. You always got one. And here we are. Oh shit. All right, let me see. Mute that a little bit. I got the live stream running and I got the stream running at the same time. Let me mute my mic real quick. We about to be out here on this podcast life. All righty. I think we got everybody here that's gonna be here for today. What is up? What is going on in the chat? I see you guys are already here. I appreciate you guys for being here today on this lovely Sunday evening with me. This is the HPMP podcast, episode 31. We are getting back into it, guys. I think I'm doing pretty good. This year we're going to try to get at least maybe, 2 episodes a month if I can. You can't really promise that, but I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into it. All right. So we're gonna start off with these intros as we always do. So, Nightmare, why don't you tell the people who you are, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Well, it's Nightmare Alpha. I do review stuff on the internet. I want to go into more analytical stuff next, but we will see about this. You can find me on Twitter, on my YouTube channel, all with the handle Nightmare Alpha, and I'm also, somewhat of a community manager to Shadow. So you find me basically everywhere where he goes. I'm kind of part of a I'm part of a group here, so to speak. So, yeah. Don't piss me off. I can be nasty.
Yeah, you need to like chill back sometimes. Just let some stuff go sometimes.
I know, but come on. I just wanna see my golden boy succeed, man.
All right, Souls, go ahead, man.
What's up, everybody? Souls is here. Always a pleasure to be here doing a podcast with all you fine fellows. When we get new faces, old faces, it's all good. You check me out on Twitter at Souls0Souls. You can check me on YouTube, and yeah.
So I gotta ask you a question though.
Oh man, here we go.
What's your next upload gonna be, my guy? I'm just asking.
What's that ETA?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right, that's cool. I get it. I get where it's coming from. All right, Bob, go right ahead, man.
Hey guys, Bowser Kerrigan here. You can find me on YouTube at BAOZAKERUGA, Bowser Kerrigan. I upload everything from upload everything from game discussions to 1-minute anime reviews. I just did a video on Pokemon as a series and how I wanted to change, so be sure to check that out. I thought I did pretty good.
Alrighty. And Q?
Oh, hey, I'm Q. I'm from the Button Smashers. So I write reviews on the website of buttonsmashers.com. I do video reviews on the Button Smashers on YouTube. We also have 2 other channels. I think it's Simply Attacker, which is an anime review channel, and TB Tech Talk, which is a tech review channel. So I do a bit of everything, basically, and I podcast. So, yeah. And Shadow Knight a giveaway recently that the winner is going to be announced tomorrow. So there's that as well.
All right, okay. And we got our super guest, Super Derek RPGs, man. What is up? Tell the people what you're all about, where they can find you, and what is your favorite Japanese role-playing game. Take it away.
All right, everybody. I am Super Derek, and I review a bunch of RPGs over on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/SuperDerekRPGs. And I also cover news and RPG reviews, and I also stream them over on Twitch. So that's mostly what I've been up to as I've been going through the Kingdom Hearts series. Losing my sanity one game at a time.
Poor soul.
And my favorite RPG... Oh God. Okay, at the moment, because it changes depending on my mood. At this very moment, I really want to play Grandia, the original.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that right now.
Ah, okay. All right. I'm gonna be cool with that because usually people say Persona. That would have been great as well.
Oh yeah.
I think we got Riku in here as well. Are you around,
Hello?
Riku?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What up, everybody? Riku-san 1, the only one here. And, man, I am torn, Shadow. If I hate Jump Force, or I just think I'm indifferent with it. We'll have to find out later
Yeah,
in the show.
we're gonna find out. But I think you like it because you're playing it all the time. I'm just saying, if you didn't like something, you wouldn't be playing it. I'm just
posting
saying.
all types of combo videos and whatnot.
I completely understand how you already feel. I ain't even get the game yet. I'm going to be picking up soon, but I know how you feel, Riku.
We'll talk about that. What's up, everybody? Hi, Super Derek. I'm a fan of yours. I've been actually going through a lot of classic JRPGs, and every time I finish one, I check out your review. I've been going through Breath of Fire. I saw all your Breath of Fire videos. They were good. Good stuff.
Well, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so before we jump into these topics, I'm just want to say this real quick. The like button is not gonna bite you guys. All right, so it's not gonna come out of your monitor. It's not gonna slap you in the face.
Sadly, it got nerfed.
You know, it's not gonna go turn into a thing and some type of demon thing. It's gonna be cool. You can just hit the like button if you're liking what you're hearing so far. And you know, if you're watching it after the stream happens, you know, just go ahead and hit the like button. Engage in the comments. I'll be around in the comments. That'd be great if you guys can just, you know, show me the engagement numbers are there. You know. Alrighty, guys. Let's start off with these topics real quick. I actually want to bring up something that Bao brought up in the HMP chat. Strategy RPGs. Are they not as strong as they used to be? Are they a dying breed? Were they ever, like, you know, plentiful? Bao, since you brought it up, let's get your thoughts on this first.
The argument I saw that the strategy RPG genre is on the wane. I guess, like, I'll say that we don't have as many as we used to, but the ones that are still around, they do well. So I don't know. It's hard to say whether they're dying or not. Because Fire Emblem, despite the direction the series has gone, is as popular as ever. We're confirmed to be getting a new The Sky Up, maybe even this year. I guess Super Robot Wars, although that's more fan service than actual strategy. What else? We have a new Digimon game coming in the genre.
Yeah, we also got Langresser that's coming out as well.
Yep.
So I don't think I think strategy RPGs are they're
Where
doing
they always
just
been.
fine. they I don't think they've ever been prevalent, to be honest. Like they haven't really been common. They're like almost a rarity. They're definitely uncommon for the most part. Super Derek, do you have anything to say on this one?
You know, I've only just started dipping my toes into the strategy RPGs and tactical RPGs genre, so I'm kind of an outsider looking in. It doesn't seem like they are coming out as often as they used to, but you know, that's again, I haven't been paying all that much attention, unfortunately.
Okay.
Only recently I actually started playing through, like, I just finished Shining Force not too long ago for the first time, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting into the rest of the genre, but unfortunately I haven't really done my homework on that one.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Souls, what do you think? You got any thoughts on this one?
You know, now that you guys talk about it, I feel like even though it's not as prevalent as, you know, it used to be, the games that do represent the SRPG genre, they're actually some of the longest living games when you think about it. Like, it goes all the way back to the Disgaea games. Like, they're still around. Like you said, the Shining Force, even though they're not as hot as they used to be, they're still around. You know,
Valkyria Chronicles making a comeback.
Exactly. So even though they're not like popular, they're actually really long-lasting games.
That's true. I actually need to make my own video on Valkyria Chronicles because I got some complaints, and yet I love it at the same time. It's weird.
That's okay. That's how you normally have to engage with media.
What about you, Nightmare? You think anything about these strategy RPGs?
I think strategy RPGs are actually pretty good, and I think with even Fire Emblem moving into a new direction, I have to say it just looks actually pretty good. Historically speaking, especially if we don't actually take just a look at JRPGs, the fact that strategy RPGs have actually existed for a very long time, because strategy RPGs are actually, you know, closer to the ancestor of modern role-playing games in general, the tabletop RPG, because it's similar to that. It's just a little bit more structured in units and that. And because this is still popular, and that there are many strategy and tactics RPG in general, and that you have games like the XCOM series that are coming like this, and that they are always well received, I wouldn't say that we are on the way out. I think we're actually on the way in, you know? It's only getting right now really great. It's
Yeah,
like
I can
somebody
agree with
finally throws money at this. A lot of companies are willing to take a risk. It's like we are moving actually in somewhat of a golden age, so to speak, if this works out very well. So I would say that this definitely has ways to go. So I wouldn't say that they are not as prevalent anymore. It's just that we are at we are at a turning point now when we are reaching the the end of a console generation, as is this the case. So of course there will be less games released. They're all waiting and preparing for what the next generation has to offer, and
Okay.
that's basically why you might not see so many. I mean, we saw a lot of other games not be so prevalent on many consoles. This is the reason why the Switch is so important, because Nintendo is unlikely to switch into another new generation right now, but the other companies, they might be. So
All right. Okay.
yeah,
See what you mean.
but it's still pretty. I think there's still room. There's still ways to go. So don't be disencouraged. There's an Olympus waiting for us.
All right. Q, you got anything you want to add to this, or? No, Q's not around.
Listen.
Riku?
Are you hearing me?
Oh yeah,
now
okay.
we
We can hear you now.
It's like super low.
Yeah.
Oh, this my phone. I think I have to hold it really close to my mouth. Are you hearing me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're good now.
Okay, good. So the thing with strategy RPGs is that they've always been niche. So I guess I agree with what everyone else has said. They with games like Final Fantasy Tactics and all these others. I mean, for the people that like them, they really really like them, and the people that don't, they're sort of like, well, I don't need it. And yeah, they are getting a resurgence. Games like Valkyria Chronicles Valkyria Chronicles 4 being as popular as it is, and other stuff like Nightmare mentioned with XCOM and stuff like that. I'm seeing a lot more strategy RPGs on the PC. Some of them are a bit more Western style, they're not as Japanese style, but they're still really, really good. And I'm just excited to see more because I'm a huge fan of strategy RPGs. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Riku?
Okay, so about strategy RPGs. Okay, so you guys know I've been going on this whole rave about going back in time and checking out all the great JRPGs of this and that. Obviously, the reason I did that is because of the Legend of Heroes Trails, series, and that is a strategy RPG.
Well,
I had a friend.
time out.
Okay, go ahead.
Trails of Cold Steel. Which one's a strategy RPG?
I say all of the trails are. They're like strategy RPG.
That's a bit of a stretch, but I can
Yeah.
see it.
I'm gonna have to wholeheartedly disagree with you on that, buddy.
Now, see, here's the thing. I've actually had this a long debate with my friend, and I was actually on you guys' side about. No, I consider it a turn-based RPG, and his whole stand on it was the key thing that's supposed to make it a traditional turn-based RPG is the fact that you should not be able to move your characters, and he just kept on going on that, and that kind of swayed me into putting the Trails series into the strategy RPG section, but it's definitely not on the same caliber as your Valkyria Chronicles or your Disguise or your Final Fantasy Tactics. I say there's definitely a threshold when it comes to how deep your strategy RPG game is, and I consider Trails on the light strategy RPG side, just because of the fact that you can move your characters, and it definitely holds. It's definitely like right in the middle between traditional turn-based and strategy RPG. But if you look it up, a lot of people are saying that Trails is considered a strategy RPG game.
So wait a minute. By what you're saying, would a game like Grandia 3 or 2, or I don't think I played 1 or 2, but would those also be strategy RPGs? Because you kind of move around in those.
I mentioned that to him too, because I haven't played it, but I've heard that if there's any game that's the most similar to the Trails games, it's Grandia, and I brought that up to his attention. He was like, I can't remember what he said, but
I ain't gonna lie, but I rarely use the move feature.
Yeah, exactly. I don't ever move. I don't ever use it unless an AOE magic spell is coming my way. I might get them out the way, but other than that, I'll like delay them if anything.
Yeah.
But I would not consider the Trails games strategy RPGs. I mean, they do have like grid movement, I guess you could say sometimes.
Hey man, I said, I was on your side too. There's been actually a lot of debate on what you would consider Trails, because from a genre standpoint, it has a lot of like features from both sides. Like, it has a lot of features that you see from the Persona, that has the whole thing going on with the friends and all of that stuff. But then it also, like I said, it does a grid based system, but it doesn't really do it like the other ones where it has a player phase. So it's like I consider it a hybrid, but he was like, no, there's no such thing as a hybrid. But
there's nothing but hybrids, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
It's all it's all spectrums of and you know how we always hear about RPG elements in other games. Well, it could be that the Trail series just has strategy RPG elements, kind of like when you were talking
That's
about.
what I was saying too.
You're talking about branding. Another game that came to my mind was like Lunar 1 and 2, which are pretty much just your average JRPG, but you can move characters around. You can pick their positions on a grid, and yeah, I feel like I see where you're coming from, in that it has a lot of that strategy sort of tactics behind it. But I would still really hesitate to.
Yeah.
So everyone here thinks that the Trail series is a traditional turn-based RPG game with strategy RPG elements.
I would just
Okay.
say
Go
it's
that
turn
way.
based.
Okay, I feel like this is a really slippery slope because you can push this even farther and say something like Final Fantasy 12 or maybe even 14 is a strategy RPG because it's very strategy based.
It's like,
Like,
where
well,
do you
I-
draw the line?
well,
That's the
with
question.
12, I felt 12 like an 12 kind of had the gameplay closer to what an MMORPG gameplay is like.
But then the question becomes, MMORPGs feature movement mechanics, so are base strategy RPGs?
Right,
If you
you
make
can
it on the
spend
movement
literally
system, it just
hours
doesn't
planning
make-
strategies for bosses. So
Are we
Yeah,
ready to
it's
go
like-
down
it's like
this
the
rabbit
whole
hole?
argument
this
of-
I was
line
about to say, are we ready to go down this rabbit hole?
Like I said, that's why I considered it a hybrid. But Shadow, you remember I said I had a friend I wanted to get on here? That
Yeah,
was
you
the friend I
need
was
to like
Yeah, if you
unfriend
wanna-
him, like
Nah.
put your PlayStation friends, get him off your Discord. I don't know what this man's talking about right now. All right.
No, but going back to strategy RPG games, like I said, to some degree, like I said, it does have those elements. I do think it's a good starting point if you wanted to get into strategy RPG games. And I'm interested in getting deeper into strategy RPG games. Like I want to play Final Fantasy Tactics, Disgaea, Valkyria Chronicles. I do think once I get deep into it, it might become my favorite genre.
I think this guy
We'll
is with this guy. I think it's one that you get into after you've sort of sunk your teeth into it. I don't think you get into this guy early in strategy
it's
RPGs
funny-
because that's
yeah,
like
definitely
super
not.
tough.
Don't do that.
It's funny you say
Yeah.
that because I had a friend, this is a different friend now. The one that drew this picture of me that I have right now. He actually tried to play Final Fantasy Tactics, and he said he couldn't get into it because that was his first strategy RPG he tried to play, and he said it was overwhelming. But he apparently said he started to play Disgaea, and that got him into strategy RPGs, and then he went back and played Tactics and was fine. So he was saying that Disgaea was actually a good starting point to the genre for him.
Really?
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I
I would
think
definitely
the-
wouldn't have mentioned that. Go ahead.
For me, I think my gateway to strategy RPGs was actually Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for the Game Boy Advance. I mean, obviously, no one's going to pick up a Game Boy Advance now, but I think that was the gateway drug to get into the tactics RPGs. Games like I think Onimusha Tactics was on the Game Boy Advance as well, and that was really, really good to me. And this guy is like, again, it's super deep, and for me, I feel like you have to be a strategy RPG fan because it starts off really nice and mild, but then it throws everything at you, and then you're like, holy crap, this is too much.
I think that's mostly for like the later games. If you start for like 1 or 2, then you won't get too overwhelmed.
I don't know about that because now that I think about it, I started with Disgaea 1 as my first strategy RPG, and like I was a little bit overwhelmed, but I was like I was pretty much a social reject back then, so like I had basically no life, so I had all the time in the world to just sit there and figure this shit out. So
it was my second after Fire Emblem, and then I think I understood pretty much everything.
I got another this guy
just-
after I think Soul Nomad.
So just one quick question about Trails. Do you guys consider that a hybrid of the two? What do you consider it?
I think Trials is just a straight up tune based RPG with some tactical elements. Yeah.
Talk to him, Q. Talk to him, Q. Tell him like it is.
All right, no. Because remember, like I said, I was on you guys' side until I had that long conversation with him. Like I said, maybe one day he could get on here and say his thing. But like I said, I was on you guys' side about it being what you guys say it is. So yeah, I'm just trying to get more opinions on people who are well versed into all of the genres, and like I said, it's a slippery slope. So yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. That was a good little topic there. I didn't think that was gonna be that good of a topic, to be honest.
Dude, I can stretch any topic out like Monkey D. Livy, man.
Alrighty. Let's talk about the best game of this generation, the game that didn't take that long to come out. You know, it didn't take long for this game to come out at all. It came out. It sold over 5 million units. The best game ever, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh God.
Oh, hey.
All right, so yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 sold over 5 million units. Its Metacritic score right now is sitting at an 84. Now I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what everybody's score was the last podcast that they predicted, but I'm pretty sure I predicted an 85. So you know, I think I was the closest one.
Yeah, you won, man. See, here's the thing. I was my score was based on if Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be the game that everybody wanted, which is why I said a 93. If it was the game that everybody wanted, I think it would have been a 93. But since it's not, the score is what it is. Man, you won this.
Has anybody here played Kingdom Hearts 3 or like finished it? Anybody?
Actually,
I'm gonna hard pass. I'm gonna hard pass. I'm like, I basically said that here's what the thing is that I want to play over the entire Kingdom Hearts series. Like I said this before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I was like, Square Enix is they're definitely gonna put out a Kingdom Hearts with all the characters, and it's gonna be one disc, and it's gonna have everything on it. And then Square Enix decided to put out like all these smaller discs and keep charging you for them. So I was like, let me wait till see if they're gonna do like a complete edition with everything in one. I don't want too much like clutter, just everything, one disc, all the games. I'll play like that, simple.
Yeah, I think what you're looking for is the story so far on PS4. They just released that a while back for like $40, and it's Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 and the 2.8. And it's got pretty much everything. Yeah.
Speaking of that, if you guys haven't gotten it now, that thing is actually getting pretty hard to find. It's going up in price.
Wow,
really? I can't believe this is an 84 now. That means E8 is higher than it. Let's go.
So Derek, you are currently working your way through the Kingdom Hearts series, correct?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually going to have a Kingdom Hearts 2 review out pretty soon.
What made you endeavor, go on this insane quest to understand this convoluted mess of a story?
I've been there, man. I just finished it a couple months ago.
Foresight. That's really what it came down to. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get the story so far, play through everything, and then I can easily have my way through this whole series, have them all reviewed, and be primed for when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. And Kingdom Hearts 3 has been out now for over a week, and I'm just I've still got like 2 other games to play through first.
So you're on Dream Drop distance. You're pretty far in there. What do you think of the story? Everything is making sense, right? Everything's completely coherent. No plot holes whatsoever.
Okay, well, I haven't started Dream Drop Distance yet. That's next. But I just finished Birth by Sleep, and then I watched the movie version of Coded, or Recoded, they call it, and my mind is just like slowly imploding on itself. I've been looking for a support system, like Kingdom Hearts Anonymous or something, where people can just go and try to, try to work out the plot points and the retcons, and it's so. Birth by Sleep was a lot of fun to play.
Tell everybody here how Birth by Sleep was. That was a great game.
Okay. So Birth by Sleep is really frustrating if you don't know how character progression works within the system. And at first I played through as Terra, and I had no idea, and it was not a very good experience. By the end of it, I ended up figuring out, by like the very tail end of his session, though, his campaign, I figured out how character progression works, how you have to meld things together to get better, what are they called, abilities, and to attach to crystals during the process to basically unlock perks that you can make permanently a part of your character. And if you ignore that, like I did, you're in for a bad time. But essentially, what you can do later is you can actually like form these things together into when I was playing as Ventus, I melded fire spell with my flying ability, and so basically I looked like a Super Saiyan flying around with just flames enveloping me, just running into enemies, setting them all alight. It was a lot of fun and really flexible, and I really appreciate that about that fighting system.
Let me ask you a question. I remember struggling a little bit with the last boss in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I think it was Xehanort or Possessed Terra. I don't know. Spoilers, by the way, but I don't give a damn.
in which campaign? Because it's different for each of the three characters.
I want to say it was
probably Aqua's.
Yeah, it had to be Aqua or
Yeah,
maybe
Terranort.
yeah. I had a problem with him. He was tough. I couldn't beat him a couple of times. I was almost going to give up. But I said, you know what? I know I'm going to be a JRPG god in the future. I need to make sure I beat this guy. So did you have any problems with him or yourself? Or
the most trouble I had when I was playing as Terra, because I hadn't figured out how melding worked yet and abilities. So I ended up having to grind quite a bit. And eventually made my character able to use those abilities, because at that point it's not like you could just power through, because it had like defense multipliers that you actually had to have, MP multiplier, HP multipliers, haste multipliers. Anyways, long story short, yeah, I had a lot of difficulty with that at first, but then once I got my numbers up, it was better.
And one more question for you on this one.
Sure.
Like, do you feel yourself getting fatigued at this point? Are you gonna see it through all to the end, or is it like this ain't?
I am nothing if not stubborn. I am going all the way to the end with this.
All right. Okay.
I may hate myself by the end of it, but we will get there.
All right, that's cool. Let me just say this about Kingdom Hearts 3 real quick. I'm enjoying the game. I think I've done all the worlds so far. I just got done with Pirates. I think that was the last world I had to do. I think I'm going towards the end of the game. And from a story standpoint, I don't care for it. It's very I guess it's no surprise, it's very convoluted. Every cutscene, they have to literally explain everything because they know people don't know what the fuck is going on. Even if they got that little memories archive in the main menu so you can brush up on your Kingdom Hearts history, they go out their way to explain everything. From that perspective, story is just whatever. I don't know if I can even grade Kingdom Hearts 3 story, but from a graphics technical standpoint, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm in love with it, even though I'm like most of the combos and stuff like that I'm doing is just me bashing the X button. It's still fun to do. It kind of reminds me of Super Robot Tyson Endless Frontier or Project Cross Zone, where you just press a button and the characters just do all these crazy over the top attacks, and it looks cool. It looks great.
Is it as fun as 2?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it as fun as 2?
Not really. Because 2, like I'm telling you, like I just got to finished with a boss battle, and after that particular boss battle, it was like 2 hours of cutscenes, and that was towards the end of the game. That was the only time I ever had a threat. Like, I wasn't scared of any other boss up until that point because I was doing so much damage. I felt like I wasn't even leveling up like all my weapons or my keyblades up that much. But that one boss battle, I was like, oh wait, I'm actually gonna die on this. Let me actually try instead of just mashing the X button here. Let me pay attention to my attacks. All right, she's not gonna attack me after I'm done with this combo. Let me do this and that. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game that should not have taken this long to create. I think we all know the more than a little bit. Yeah, for what it shouldn't have taken this long to create. This game should have came out in like 2015, 2016. It did not need to wait this long. On some level, I kind of do feel like from a technical side, maybe because it's so technically, graphically spectacular. But if you had just kept on schedule with stuff. Like the only thing that should have been a problem with this game was the licensing issues with like Frozen, Tangled, and whatnot, Monsters Inc. and whatnot. That should have been the main thing that was holding it back. What I think it was Nomura and him not knowing exactly what he wanted to do. It's my belief that back in the day, like I think around Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I think this is just me, by the way. I think that Nomura saw long-running showing anime like One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, and it's like, I want to have my own world like this. I want to have it all full of mystery and people trying to figure out what's going on and stuff like that. And the thing about that is, if it was like that, I don't know. The thing about that is, those authors only worked on those projects. You had other things you had to do in the meantime, and to be honest, you weren't really ever much of a storyteller, Nomura. I'm just saying, like I said, the story just not there.
Right. No surprise, honestly. I'm not at all surprised by that. But at least I have my expectations in check going into it later on.
Yeah, I think you'll ultimately have fun with it. It's just that if you're a long-running Kingdom Hearts fan like I've been, if you've been waiting for this game for so long, the wait at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. People may say it was, but I think they need to sit down and let it marinate for a little bit, because I have one friend at work. She was like, "Oh, I can't wait to play Kingdom Hearts." She actually took off a couple of days at work and play Kingdom Hearts, and she did. And like, I'm a little bit slow with it myself, so I can't really talk to her about it that much. But a couple of days after she finished it, she was like, "The game isn't that great as I thought it was. I like Kingdom Hearts 2 better." And I was like, that's what everybody is saying.
Damn. Here's a question though, Shadow. This is one specific to you. If they do the same thing like what they did with Final Fantasy 15 and they release it on PC, are you buying a second copy? Are you double dipping?
Yes, I am. Because I love it from such a graphical standpoint that I want to see this thing run maxed out 4K, no compromises, and just all its glory. Yeah, I would probably double. They would have to add something else to it, like add those Final Fantasy characters that I want to see there to solidify that purchase for me. But if it was just a 1-for-1, just port it to the PC, yeah, I'd probably still get it. I don't even care. I'm gold chain gaming out here. Like if I want something, I'm just gonna get it. I don't even care.
Well, okay. I mean, we could just get you a benchmark that looks very pretty, but okay. If you want to have it, there's nothing wrong with it.
Anybody else got anything to say on Kingdom Hearts? Say their piece on this.
Just like Super Derek, I was someone that was binging the Kingdom Hearts games to get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3. And instead of like what he's doing, reviewing it, I was trying to, platinum each and every one of them as I made my way through them. I did Kingdom Hearts 1, platinumed it. Did Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, platinumed it. Did Chain of Memories, platinumed it. And then I got to Birth by Sleep, and then they said you have to play and unlock all of the chests and basically everything in all of Terra, Aquas, and Ventus. And this is like 2 weeks before Kingdom Hearts 3 come out. And I was like, I'm giving up. No.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, no.
Giving up on a platinum. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing all of this. And then Dream Drop was fun, but I just by that point I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck about platinuming these games anymore. I just want to get caught up. So
okay.
Getting here to Kingdom Hearts 3, especially after platinuming Kingdom Hearts 2, because that one was actually pretty difficult when you have to go back and find all those data forms of all of the Organization 13 members in their prime. Kingdom Hearts has gotten us, as Kingdom Hearts fans, used to a challenge. And going into Kingdom Hearts 3, that is the last thing that you are given. And that's the sad part.
Why do you guys think that might be the case? Why isn't this game as difficult as the other games?
I definitely think they did it because they wanted to make this more accessible to everybody. You see how Square Enix is advertising Kingdom Hearts 3, especially to people on Xbox. Oh, you don't really have to play all of the other games. You can hop right into Kingdom Hearts 3. They have a part in Kingdom Hearts 3 where Mickey tries to, give you some backstory on Terra Nord and how he came to be. It was really bad.
Yeah,
And
it was bad. It was terrible. Every time
yeah.
they do that, it's like, yo, shut the hell up. You guys are overly explaining this shit.
Yeah,
like, I get it, but goddamn.
yeah, it was. I really do think it was definitely a combination of Square and Disney saying that this game needs to be more accessible to everybody, regardless if they played the past games. If they're hopping into Kingdom Hearts 3, make them feel welcome. Don't fuck him up like you did in the previous games. Take out Sephiroth because he's just gonna fuck him up. Just like it's just, yeah, they did it. They did it to make it more accessible. They definitely wanted to make it more fun and pretty more than anything else. And the sad part is, people got a challenge. People got fun out of the challenge. So when you took away that, a large portion of the fun factor that we had with Kingdom Hearts is gone.
But why would they take out the critical mode though?
Here's the thing about critical mode. Critical mode always came in with the final mix versions. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 vanilla did not have critical mode. So in their defense, it shouldn't be there if they're following tradition. But to be fair, if you're just moving forward with the series and critical mode is something that everybody knows exists, why the hell is it not here? You know?
Exactly.
So if they're using that as excuse, oh well, the vanilla versions didn't have. No, that's not a good enough excuse. That's not a good enough excuse.
Okay. All right.
But hey, it pays off. I mean, come on. 5 million copies means they followed rule 1 of marketing, you know? Appeal to the widest.
It was anticipation as well that accumulated that 5 million. Like everybody was always going to play.
Keep in mind, this is Square though. That might be falling below their expectations.
Yeah, but we know that this is bullshit.
You're like, this game should have sold 10 million, 5 million. Get that crap out of here.
Jeez.
I also think like with RPGs these days, or just with games in general, I think a lot of publishers are trying to target a mass market, and so they're watering down their experiences to fit that mass market, like what everyone wants. You've seen it with a lot of titles that have just been stuff has been taken out that the fans really want, but most people wouldn't play it with those things because they're like, oh well, it's too hard or it's too difficult or I don't like this particular thing, and in the end, it basically hurts the fans because then you give them about maybe the fans trust you this game and they trust you maybe the game right after, but the one right after that they're like, I'm out, I'm not going to enjoy this anymore. And I feel it's the same thing. I mean, it happened with Mass Effect, and I mean, who knows? This is the last Kingdom Hearts, but if Square sees money out of it, they'll make another Kingdom Hearts. It'll just not be with Sora or something. It'll have someone else, but they'll make another one or they'll just do a backstory again or something. Who knows?
Yeah, just take Nomura off the project and I'll be happy. Alrighty, so Kingdom Hearts 3, doing what it does. Let's go on to this Nintendo Direct. So apparently this was like the best Nintendo Direct of all time. Like everybody.
Yeah, they say that about everyone.
I mean, don't say that. Don't say that, even though they do. But don't say that.
I need to keep it real, man. I need to keep it real.
So for those that have watched the Direct, was it the best Direct of all time?
I don't know. I have seen like 6 of them, and it's like, I would say it's okay.
Well, whoa, Nightmare, you don't like Nintendo like that. So
that's true. But if I say it's a 7 out of 10, then I mean it.
I'm
all I gotta say is Battle Royale Tetris.
Yes, that game is lit.
Me, objectively,
it's really
it was like
that
a
good?
7 out of 10, but
it's
personally, it's like a 6.
Actually, it looks like a pretty cool concept, honestly. But as for everything else, as far as like as an RPG fan, this was a really good Nintendo Direct, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a good Nintendo Direct too, but just mainly because it focuses on a lot of different games to tackle a lot of different types of audiences.
Okay.
Most of the directs be focused on they've been having a lot of directs that focuses on one type of game, so this one's pretty good that reaches all fandoms.
They kind of need to at this point, I guess. A little more diversity in the release schedule can help.
Well, that's what Switch is always trying to do. They're trying to get a broader audience because they want everybody to be on the Switch. Unlike the Wii U, fuck the Wii U. A lot of people weren't. They were really cautious about what they were bringing on there. So yeah.
I just counted like a list of the games that they talked about, and there's 12 that are interesting to me, at least on some level as an RPG fan. Like there's the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which they called an action RPG, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest 11 S. There's Rune Factory 4 and 5, Oninaki,
I'm
Delta
surprised that they
Rune.
didn't show any of the new Grandia. That
Oh,
Grandia
I know.
remaster.
Yeah,
I wish they showed that.
They announced
how it was
that, and then they just and then you never heard about it again. I really wonder.
Wasn't there another thing they did that with? That people,
Sounds like Shin Megami Tensei
yeah,
5.
there you go. That's the one I was thinking of. That's another thing. There's a decent amount of things that people are like, where is this? Where is that? But yet this is considered the best one.
It's pretty solid. It felt like this was better than their E3 showing last year, in my opinion.
I think E3's dead at this point.
You mean the Nintendo Direct that they had around E3?
Yeah, the
okay.
thing where it's basically just Smash Bros all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that direct. That was
Oh yeah, that was just.
I mean, for Smash Bros fans, this is great, but for everybody else, it's kind of meh. You know?
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the Rune Factory games? Rune Factory 4 getting remade and Rune Factory 5 apparently being in development. Does anybody really care?
Rune Factory.
Pass.
The
Huge
last Rune
pass.
Factory I played was Rune Factory Frontier on Wii, and I actually really liked it. And everything that's come out on mobile since is just kind of, or handheld, has not really interested me because it didn't look like the same sort of game. So if they're making a Rune Factory 5, though, now everything's more powerful. I'm guessing it's going to look a lot less like a Flash game now, and that might be of interest to me when it comes out.
I think the thing for me in Rune Factory is that I like Harvest Moon and I like RPGs, but I don't feel well with them together. It's like mixing my potato salad in with my juice or something. It's like they don't go well together for me. So I like them both, but separate.
For me personally, I played one Rune Factory game on PS3, and I think that was like at the height of me just getting into JRPGs like hardcore. And I played it for like maybe 2 hours, and I was like, "This ain't it, Chief. This game ain't all that great. I'm gonna go trade this in. Yeah, I'm gonna take that L. I bought it for like $30. GameStop's only gonna give me $5 for it. Yeah, I'm gonna take that L." But you know, I was still a young buck back then, so I didn't really care. What about
go
ahead.
I was just saying, I like the fact that they release a lot of demos for that direction. You know, you get your hands on some of this stuff that they show.
That's true. But wait a minute, I want to go back to that Tetris game because I saw you playing it, so I don't know, I think you like it a lot.
I really like the game because so I like Tetris. I even have it on my phone. So it's basically the battle royale of Tetris. You get in a group of 100 people, right? And it's actually, you know what? It's like Puyo Puyo Tetris, but in the battle royale format.
So wait a minute, you just take a turn, like you put your block anywhere on the map or something like that, and
no. You basically play like Tetris like you would normally play it, but you're versing all these other people inside the room. So each time they knock out their whole stack, then it'll like pile up on yours if they're targeting you. So it's basically last man standing.
That sounds confusing as all hell. I could never play Tetris.
It sounds confusing on paper, but once you get into it, it's pretty simple.
Now everything is a battle royale.
It works.
It's like, now they want to make Tetris. If Tetris can be a battle royale, anything can be a battle royale at this point. Like,
why not? I don't mind. You know, you don't have to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true. You don't have to play it. It's a cash-in game, but meh.
Also, if you just want to play Tetris, they have Tetris Effect, I'm pretty sure, is out now, so you can play this.
Yeah, I heard that's good, but this is multiplayer, so you get that challenge. I love a good challenge. I came in third place though. I'm going to try to aim for that number one spot.
All right, I see. That's good. You know, even though the Switch doesn't have any achievements, you know, he's gonna be there. Just like, yeah, 101. Okay. What about what are the other games? Astral Force. Let's talk about that. Astral Chain.
Oh yeah.
Astral Chain.
That game looks
that looks good.
Dope.
I saw it. I almost fainted because I was like, "Yo, this game looks." I almost crashed. I was driving at the time.
Are you serious?
I could drive and watch the direct.
It sounds
Don't
at least
question my logic.
like
I'm
you.
a JRPG god. I can get through that. Nah, don't ever do that.
I can see the headlines. JRPG fan crashed because of waifu.
I was getting mad hyped. I was like, yo, this game looks like fire. I was scared because I thought it was Xenoblade X2. I was getting all hyped. I was like, it looked a little bit too futuristic. Did they settle on Mira? Did everything, go according to plan? But then that plot twist. But nah, it turned out to be an entirely new game. And Platinum games, they a little bit hit and miss. They've been on a little bit on the hit side more than the miss side as of late.
Platinum
But I
Games got
think
a
this
lot
is
of
going to
hit.
be a massive one.
Yeah. At first, when the trailer first came on, I thought that they were like getting information because they was going to change to like something like Power Rangers or something. The way they were doing their movements.
So is everybody getting that day one? Is that a pickup for anybody or?
Oh yeah,
I need
definitely.
to see more first.
I'm very keen.
It's a wait and see.
Very keen on
I'm
that
pretty
one.
pumped for it.
Wait, who's on the wait and see?
Oh, that's
Me.
me.
That's me.
So wait, what's going on? Why is this on the wait and see? This is a day one for me and some other people. What's going on here?
I need to see more of the story, honestly.
Come on, it's Platinum Games. They care about gameplay.
I gotta ration the new games I get to buy because I'm not, I'm not as liquid as I'd like to be. I'll say that.
Okay, I get what you mean.
So you gotta pick and choose. Gotta ration. Gotta spread out the old stuff with the new.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Those are
What
some
do
of
you
the.
guys? What do you guys think the my fault, Souls? You want to say something?
No, go ahead. Oh, no, I was just gonna say those things they were summoning looks like the generic blades from Xenoblade 2.
Oh, right, yeah, I saw that, yeah. But those probably just fodders, I guess, or something like that. What do you guys think the frame rate's gonna run at? You think it's gonna be smooth? Because I'm getting the feeling this is gonna be Xenoblade Chronicles 2 all over again.
It's Platinum. They optimize their games, so don't expect this.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be smooth.
Yeah.
I just think it's Platinum. It has to be smooth.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that game on the Wii U that was so smooth? Mighty Number. Was it? No, it's the one with where you had a bunch of
Wonderful
people
101.
character.
Oh yeah,
Wonderful 101, and that ran smooth, right? So I think they got it. The Switch is more powerful, so
Okay.
I think it's good.
Okay, all right. So maybe my worries were a little bit unneeded. So Bao, I gotta talk to you about this game right here, man. Like you don't seem to be too impressed with it, man. You don't seem to be too impressed with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. What's going on here?
Honestly, no, not really.
Not enough
But
waifus.
Actually, that's a positive. Like the only Fire Emblem game I haven't played is Horatio 776. So I've been with the series for a long time. So I've seen the change from how it used to be to what we call the waifu era. And my problem with this game is mainly the school setting. Like Fire Emblem in high schools, like I don't want to really play that.
Wait, it's a twist. You're the sensei now. You're the teacher.
Yes, man.
Aren't they doing that in Trails of Cold Steel 3?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes they are.
That is
That's true.
Interesting.
It's Fire Emblem
This the
Persona,
Sensei era now.
basically.
It's the Sensei era now, man.
Other than that,
Wait,
like
wait,
the
you
characters look generic design wise. We have another avatar which I don't care for. The cutscenes look really jaggy, like they did in Echoes, which I wasn't really a fan of. There's everything about this game. I don't know, but I do have hope for it. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, so I'm still gonna buy it.
So the gameplay will be sound. You think it's gonna be a step in the right direction for Fire Emblem?
Yeah, I have no real worries about that, especially with like the mechanics they've shown in that trailer, just like hidden away. Gives me hope for that. It's just like the actual setting, the plot, and characters. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, I got you. I see what you mean, bro. I see what you mean. Anybody else got any thoughts on this Fire Emblem?
I think I have to crowdfund a Switch for this.
all right. People loving this right now. Okay. All
A
right.
wild
Yeah.
candy has appeared.
Come on.
Oh, that was so funny. I was waiting for someone to notice. I had the webcam on and I was making faces for a good minute.
I was like, wait, what's going on
Hey,
over there?
Hey, sorry guys. Yeah, I said I was gonna be late. Work had me there, so
Well, I appreciate you dropping in, Gab. I really do.
I try.
So, Gab, since you just dropped in, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct?
The only things that I cared about were Link's Awakening because it looks beautiful, Astral Chain because it was amazing, and
Facts.
I remember watching the trailer and thinking, "Is this a platinum game?" And then it actually was, and I was like, "Oh hell yes, I'm buying it." I saw Fire Emblem, and I'll probably buy it just because. And then what's the other thing? I think were those the three things I cared about? Tetris Battle Royale is hilarious.
Yeah, I love that game.
I can't remember what else happened. Those were the only relevant things to me.
Okay.
Oh,
There was
What
also
about the
Dragon
Daemon
Quest
X Machina?
11S.
Demo? Okay.
Daemon X Machina kind of lost me because I'm not really into mechs and stuff.
What about the Rune Factory game?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Rune Factory 5, definitely gonna keep my eyes open for it because I like Harvest Moon, like the OG Harvest Moon. Like I'm thinking like A Wonderful Life on the GameCube Harvest Moon.
Oh my
Wow.
god, that is the best Harvest Moon. Hands down, A Wonderful Life. But I don't feel like Rune Factory and A Wonderful Life are in the same level. I feel A Wonderful Life is number one, and Rune Factory is somewhere. I don't know where it is, but A
It's
Wonderful
like
Life is.
second. It's like second. It's like mid tier, but it's
It
closer
can't be
to
s-
anything.
It's probably like, for example, like I like Story of Seasons more than I like Rune Factory.
But Story of
So-
Story of Seasons was that was the actual team doing what they wanted though.
So wait, Rune Factory is this hot fire that we should be looking out for? Is that what
It's
Rune
basically
Factory-
like Harvest Moon with battles. Like you still get married and stuff, but honestly, it's a super fun game. Like, come on, guys, get on the hype train.
I don't know. It looked a little bit too cutesy for me. I don't know.
It's just because the 3DS version looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Come on, we all know that's what you're thinking.
Well, I like 3DS, unlike another Nintendo console that will remain nameless.
I mean, like, I love my
Say it
Shin
one
Megami
more
Tensei
time.
console.
Say it one more time.
Fuck the Wii U.
Like, yeah, like my Shin Megami Tensei machine, I love it.
Oh, there you go.
My
They
3DS,
just need
yeah,
to
I love
release
it.
everything. Just take everything that was on the Wii U, put it on the Switch, pretend the Wii U never happened.
Fuck the
Basically,
Wii U.
Holy crap, we got 110 people watching. Yeah, definitely hit that like.
Oh, whoa, what? Huh? What?
Ooh, what?
Yeah, it's like
Pull this
110.
up real quick.
111 now.
Yo, whoa.
Do you want
Time
me to
out.
turn
Time
the
the
webcam back
podcast
on?
out one
Here,
second.
Here, we'll
Oh,
turn
go
the
ahead.
We need to talk about 112 of you guys
I'm-
watching right now.
I'm looking at this for a while now, and it keeps rising. So
What? And
I'm just gonna keep eating my supper.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it's Marvin
Yeah,
Cat.
they heard Gabby was on the show and they just like flew through.
That's probably what happened.
It's the
I
Gabby
just
fans.
tweeted it. I literally just tweeted it.
Yeah, it's the Gabby
This
fans.
is Gabby. All right, that's
Yay!
good. The Mew crew is here in full effect.
They invaded the chat.
But yeah, I'm gonna say that hit that like button, my dudes. Let me get that up to at least 70. Let's try a shoot for 70. I'm just saying. All right. So does anybody else have anything to say about the best Nintendo Direct ever?
I was telling your friend that I would buy a Nintendo Switch if they announced Xenoblade Chronicles X HD or Xenoblade Chronicles 1 HD.
Keep dreaming.
And they didn't. So
Keep
it was a good
dreaming.
one. Hey man. That's what I want. That's what I
keep
want.
the dream alive, man. Keep the dream alive.
Keep the dream alive. Maybe
So
next
wait.
year.
Nintendo likes money. They're gonna make it. At some point, they'll just make you just think it's not gonna happen, and then Christmas is gonna come around, and then boom, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 HD, and then it's like, wow.
Okay.
It's like Christmas on Christmas.
Do you guys think because another game that everybody's asking for, including me, is Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yes.
You guys think that's a
We want
possibility?
it,
in
but
the-
they've straight up said they can't do it because of the because of the hardware of the game. They've already stated this
Freaking gamepad.
Oh,
for
really?
Xenoblade Chronicles X and for Tokyo Mirage Sessions. They've already done it. Yeah, we've already been trying.
Xenoblade would actually be really annoying without the gamepad because you have to pull up the menu every 5 seconds.
This is man.
And
Are you
now
telling me?
people, this is why gimmicks with consoles are so weird. Sometimes this really can negatively affect this whole thing.
Why don't you go to eBay and look up Tokyo Mirage? See how much it's running for.
So what you're saying is that it's basically the Wii U's fault? Fuck the Wii U.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much.
Basically, we're not. That's the only reason we can't get them. Is because the Wii U.
I got the collector's edition for $40. Let's go.
I heard the world ends with you that came to the Switch wasn't that good because of something, the way it was built from the ground up for the 3DS. It's basically the same thing when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles X.
It needs to have 2 screens for the 3DS, but I've heard people say that they still liked it because there was the mobile version. I mean, it's not the same because the gameplay from the original was mind blowing unique because you had to control. It was better, yeah, because you had to control 2 characters at the same time. And the first time I did it, I was like, what the hell am I doing? And then like a couple hours in, I was like, oh my god, this is the best fighting system I've played in years. So I think the thing is that because of the fact of how they designed it, yeah, I think purists would have a problem with it, but I think new people come in, they don't care. Even if you've never played it before, you won't know what you're missing, basically. And I think it's the same for those others. If you've never had it the original way, the new way is probably not going to bother you.
Okay. Alrighty.
Someone in the chat said the world ends with you should have just been on the 3DS. I completely agree.
Yeah, I heard the controls were just terrible.
Yeah, I bought it and I tried it with the controls and I returned it because I was like, this is garbage.
Yeah, that's why I want a demo because I love the world ends with you. But if I end up hating it, that's a waste of money.
Exactly.
But here's the cool thing though. If more people pick up the world ends with you on the Switch and like it, like not us, people who've played it before on the 3DS, but other people, they pick it up and they play it and they like it, then potentially we could get a new The Will Ends With You, maybe with a new fighting system, and be like, hey, we're happy for it or something. I don't know.
I would welcome that more.
It's like how they did Mario Maker, how they just said we're just making a new one too, since we can't.
Yeah. I just want more The Will Ends With You, basically. I just want. It doesn't have to be. I don't want the same characters because their story's over. But give me more The Will Ends With You. I'm good with that.
Just give me more of the music, and I'll be good.
Keep your eyes out for the future Kingdom Hearts. Apparently, it's going to be some more Worlds End With You crap in there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So the Nintendo Direct, it was good. Okay.
Yeah, it was
mediocre at best.
Gabby with the slander. Gabby with the slander.
No one heard you hear you say that, man.
Where was Shin Megami Tensei 5? Where was Animal Crossing?
Yeah, let me ask you guys a question. When do you guys think we're gonna get any more information on Shin Megami Tensei 5?
Never.
I'm hoping by the end of the summer.
So what's the next
release date
console after Switch? Because that's probably when they're going to.
It's going to be on the Switch too.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is basically the new
Switch.
This is basically the new Persona 5. You remember back in the PS3 era? Mm-hmm. It's coming in this year. No, it's coming in this year. Now it's not even coming. Yeah,
I just want to see gameplay. Honestly,
it's a new Persona 5.
So, do you guys think that when it was announced, they actually had like some type of early alpha build of anything?
An engine, probably
confirmed. Like, there's an interview with the director where he explains like they have been working on it.
They have been working
on the engine.
I don't think they really had anything when they first announced it with the Switch reveal. I still think that trailer they showed was leftover Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse footage, and they just slapped Shin Megami Tensei 5 on it. That's what I believe. You haven't shown anything since then. You haven't shown characters on.
They have shown something since then, though. We have a new trailer.
Right. When was that? How many years ago was that? Like 2?
I think that was in December.
Wait, Shin Megami Tensei 5?
I think so.
That was before then.
Say that.
Isn't it like that 5-second snippet of the girl and the guy in the middle of the video? Okay, yeah, that's what.
Because it starts with the like tunnel and like all the dead demons, and it cuts to like these birds.
That was like last year, right?
People. Yeah,
that was like in 2017.
No, I think it was last year.
Pretty sure it was last year, like early last year.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care. Just let them do. It's coming. They said it's coming, so it's coming.
I'll see a little time early announcements.
I think we have enough to play.
Go ahead.
No, I think we have enough JRPGs to play before it comes out, and I always like to say it's better that a developer doesn't rush a JRPG or any game, to be frank, and they just give us something really, really good, because a game is like when it comes out and it's bad, then it's forever bad to us. But if it comes out and it's good, then we love it. So I don't mind the wait. I mean, there's just too much games already coming out, and how many of us have finished every single game we've gotten so far for the year? And I'm sure no one can put their hands up and say every single game is finished.
Say Gab said she did.
I finished all 4 games I started playing this year, except Resident Evil, which I'm still currently playing.
Oh,
Well, that you're not human, and you're still playing Resident Evil. So yeah.
To be fair, this is a good problem we have right here. It's better to have too many games to play than to not have anything at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel I'll die before I get to play all my JRPGs. Like I feel like I keep counting the years. I'm like, oh my god, the next Final Fantasy.
Once again, that's a good thing. You want to sit there and be like, I have the rest of my life and nothing to play.
I have other games like I could play. It's just I got in this mindset of okay, I'm gonna start this game. I'm gonna play it from start to finish, and then we'll go from there. And I'll start a new one because now I'm actually beating games instead of just playing halfway through them and forgetting what I'm doing and then going back to it.
I love that. That's great. I love that.
That's good.
So that like,
Sounds
as soon
inspired
as I
by
finish
Shadow.
it, I do the review, I put it out, and then if I love it, great. If I don't, on to the next thing.
Good.
That's good. This is pretty good. Here's a question, though. I want to ask a question based on something that someone said in the comments. So someone said in the comments that we have a new Persona coming, and it's Caligula effect on the Switch. Who thinks that's the truth?
Nope.
Really?
It's like I get the comparison, but they're different.
Just because
I
they're
know,
both
right?
social aspects doesn't mean it's Persona.
Yeah.
Chill.
You could put it in the
It's
same.
not on that level.
You can say if you like Persona, you should try this game
It's like a mid-tier budget Persona.
That's what it
Yeah.
seems like. Yeah, it's got me interested. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a day one pickup for me.
Yeah,
But-
I'm buying it too. But
Yeah, I don't think.
I have a question too for you guys. Did we already talk about the Catherine thing?
Nah,
Yeah.
Okay,
that wasn't even
no,
a
just
topic
curious.
really. But yeah, I want to talk about. Let's talk about that real quick. So Rinda's a girl, right?
She's not what the
character?
controversy is about.
Oh, what is the
Controversy
controversy about?
was about endings.
It's a side character. You know, have you seen a red hair girl from
Erica.
Catherine?
Yeah,
She's a trans, right?
Yeah, it's a trans character. And
Right.
spoilers, but one of the new endings has Catherine C going back in time and changing things to where everyone will like end up happy. And originally, someone reported that the ending makes it so that Erica never transitioned, so she like stays looking like a dude. But it
What?
came out after that she just hasn't reached that point in time where she transitioned yet. So people were up in arms about that before we knew what was really going on.
Typical outrage. Report before
Yeah.
you check.
Typical fake outrage. Yep.
Yeah,
there we go.
just F them. Just F them.
People just want to be angry about something.
Yeah.
Is anyone else getting the collector's edition?
For what?
Catherine.
I think I'm
Oh,
just gonna.
It's got the
standard.
cutest plushie ever.
I think I'm
Nah,
gonna-
they can't
that's a
top
hard
the-
pass
the,
for
the
me.
boxers last time.
I don't know. Can
You
it
see what
top
I'm
my
learning with people?
I mean, can it top my yellow teddy bear? I don't think so.
I think I'm done with collector's editions. I buy all my stuff digitally if I can, for the most part. PC Master Race.
Internet high five to you, man. I'm with you on that one.
All right. Let's go on to game of the year right now. The best game
February?
yeah, man, game of the year. We got game of the year already out here, man, with the best looking cutscenes. You know, got all these shonen characters in it.
Oh,
like,
Oh,
hell no. Oh, hell no.
Playing it all night long. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
oh boy.
Wait, before Riku goes in and like completely tears the game,
I'll go last.
Does anybody have anything to say on Jump Force right now? Are you
Okay,
surprised?
Jump Force. Let me tell you my first experience with this game. So I load the game up, and I can't even do anything yet because I have to watch like half an hour of unskippable cutscenes. And then I try to just go to like the straight up battles. Turns out you only have half the roster. Okay,
Oh,
so
you
you
got
have to
the
watch.
game back?
Yeah, I have it. So you have to watch
Oh,
more cutscenes to unlock the other like 20 characters in the roster. And the game doesn't even tell you this. You just have to find out.
Oh great.
It was like an hour at least of waiting until you get to like what you want because the story is crap and no one's playing for that.
God, That reminds me of what I was playing last night. I was playing Blaze Blue Central Fiction on the special edition for the Switch,
Okay.
and my Blaze Blue knowledge is very limited to a certain extent. So I was like, oh, there's a section in the beginning where it says you can watch, you can find out what happened before. So I'm like, perfect, I will click this, and then the game says, warning. Do you have 30 minutes to spare for me to talk about our Lord and Savior, Ragnar? And I'm like, well, I think I have 30 minutes to spare. Sure, no problem. I get in. And then I'm like, holy shit, I'm feeling tired. This is so long.
You
But
want
I
to know
will
what
say the actual fighting is okay.
So,
it is.
so
It
you
is.
want,
It's beautiful.
so Hugh, I want to know the weirdest part
What is
about
that?
your thing. I addressed
What is
this with Chronom Phantasma Complete Edition, I think a few years ago, where they did basically the same, and I said it's exhausting, it's all encompassing, but it's there, and it might be useful to get into it, but it's very long. So be careful, I said to the people.
Derek, you got anything to say on Jump Force?
Not really. I saw the trailer when it came out, and I was like, yeah, that looks like it might be interesting. I think they looked a little plasticky, the people, but otherwise, no real complaints.
I've been saying this, like, I don't know why, like, Xbox and, like, well, I could see Bandai Namco doing it, or whoever's publishing it, like, hyping up this game like it was going to be the second coming of Christ almost. When every single Jump game, except for Jump Ultimate Stars, has been trash for the most part. Like, I don't know why anybody thought that this game was going to be any different. Like, it was like people seem to think that this game was going to be like a competitive game. There is no shonen game or anything like that is actually competitive. You got all the people that are going to use the cheapest person to get the fastest win. That's it.
That was Bandai Namco
I will say
hyping the
this.
game up, giving all these like free copies away to content creators and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this. Most Bandai Namco Jump games are indeed trash. Don't get me wrong. The story modes are all trash. All that mess. It's not good. But the gameplay, especially with J-Stars, you'll definitely always have fun with it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, especially if you're playing with friends or playing online.
All right.
I feel like in recent years, Bandai Namco has been doing something weird with anime games, especially like this year. Like every anime game looks like it's like anime plastered on ultra realistic backgrounds, and this whole Unreal Engine thing they're going with. And as an anime fan, I like my anime graphics. That's why Dragon Ball FighterZ looks so great to me.
Yeah.
And when I see games like One Piece, World Seeker, I'm just like, ugh, I want to throw up. Like there's too much real looking things in
World
the
Seeker looks
background.
good.
World Seeker looks graphically looks
It
fine.
looks
to me.
it looks like they took
Compared
the
to
One
the
Piece
Jump Force?
characters.
Yeah, compared to Jump Force.
I see them in the same light. It's like you take all these anime characters and put them in the real world, and for me, it's just like I want anime. If I want the real world looking characters, I'd play Mortal Kombat or something. I like my anime to stay anime. But I mean, I'm not saying that the games are gonna suck because they look that way. For me, it's a visual thing. It's like I'm not really as interested because it looks that way. But who knows? Maybe the story's good, but as track records have shown, so the stories have not been
probably
good.
not. It's
Yeah.
probably not.
All right, someone in the chat wants to know what I think about Jump Force. I saw the cutscenes and they had me laughing, and I just couldn't take it seriously at that point. It was like the characters aren't even moving; their lips aren't moving. They're like what?
They got them real teeth.
So wait a minute. Those cutscenes in which we saw just Frieza float into the air.
Yes.
Those are real?
Where the thing goes into his butt. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be doing that, the Frieza stance, and then how he goes upwards. But he didn't go into stance. He just kept his idle stance and just levitated up like an action figure.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, you could just T-pose.
Exactly. And there are parts where they do look like they're T-posing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. How long was this game in development that they couldn't do a simple fix-up on that? They left that in there like, yeah, this is fine. The QA testers, it was like, yeah, this is fine. We can push this out. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude, there's a lot.
Here's a question.
You know what? I'm going to save it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. Here's a question: has anyone played this game from another game from Bandai Namco that's based on an anime? and it relates to jump forces and what Shadow's saying about if anyone tested it. Has anyone played the one they made for My Hero Academia, My Hero One's
One's
Justice?
One's
Justice.
Justice.
I forget
I
that game exists, honestly.
I didn't even want to jump into that.
I've tried it for a few
Is-
minutes and was just disappointed. That's what they wanted to have it. Yeah, no, thank you.
So wait, that was a bad game, right?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't say
it is.
necessarily bad. It was very basic and uninteresting. That was what it mostly was.
So
Like how-
it was a cash-in, basically.
It was mediocre because they took the exact story from the anime and turned it into a visual novel, like a comic,
Mhm.
sort of like a live comic kind of thing. And they just put it in there. So if you've watched the anime or read the manga, then you're all caught up. This is not going to be anything, and it's less information as well. And so you're just going from scene to scene. You do a fight. The fights don't make sense to a certain extent because they can run on walls, and that doesn't happen in anime. I'm caught up to the current season. They don't run on walls in the anime, so it's like
I don't understand that.
it feels like they stole that from the Naruto engine. Like they were like,
Oh, yeah,
"Oh,
they
we have
definitely-
this in Naruto. Let's put this in this game." And
Hey, I'm gonna get
just
to that.
like-
I'm gonna get to that little narrative that you just said in a minute.
Oh yeah, let's get your thoughts out the way here, Riku. I'm sorry, Q, to cut you off there, but we
fine.
know Riku got like a Bible of things he's gonna say right
God.
now. So
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
get
try
my
and
gong
keep it,
ready for this.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Please do. I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible, but
All
man, I'm gonna try.
All
All
right.
right, so Jump Force. Okay, Jump Force has a lot of garbage on top of it before you can even see any inkling of good behind it. And the good that is there is the gameplay that is in there after you try and figure out all that is there, because the game definitely doesn't tell you when you hit the loading screens, when you hit the loading screen, it has like these little tips, and these tips can range from one sentence to a whole paragraph. Doesn't matter how long these tips are, you have 5 seconds to read them. And these tips are actually useful. They tell you like useful things like, oh, you need to press this button to do this certain thing. This is actually useful things in these tips, but the loading screen, I guess they think, oh, you guys are anime fans, right? You watch all your stuff in subtitles, right? You read all your stuff super fast, right? You got this. Read this fucking paragraph in 5 seconds.
So wait a minute,
So
let me just ask you a question real quick. Are those tips maybe in like a tutorial area of the game? Maybe like you can pull them up real quick. or something like that?
They have a tutorial. It's okay, but I realized that some of the tips that they had inside the loading screens are not a part of the tutorial.
Okay.
And the tips that are at the loading screen are actually more useful than the tutorial teaches, okay, run, jump. I'm like, can you teach me actually how to like be like, I know how to run and jump and turn the camera. So that's all the tutorial really like kind of showed you. So as far as like the mechanics behind it, this is the sad part. And basically what Q was saying is that Spike Chunsoft decided to I defend J-Stars all day, and I felt that J-Stars from a gameplay standpoint was pretty unique. But I guess since they felt that they need this game to be, like we were talking about with Kingdom Hearts 3, they needed this game to be more appealing to the masses. And say what you want, Naruto Storm sold good, and so did Xenoverse. So these two games were the games in particular that they felt that we gotta throw everything that we brought to the table when it came to J-Stars out of the window, and we have to copy these two games in particular, Xenoverse and Xenoverse and Storm in particular. We have to copy these two games and make this game what those two are. So you got your created character from this. You're running around the hub with your created character and going to missions like Xenoverse. You got your substitutions from Naruto. It's just
So wait a minute, Q. Riku. Is the game like? What do you think of the gameplay?
The gameplay is a hot mess. It's a hot mess. If I'm sitting there in training mode learning combos, yeah, it's fun. But when you're actually sitting there and trying to fight someone, all of those little combos that you learn, like I said, the substitution and all of this extra crap, they have a lot of features in the game where they have these features, these little like mechanics that allow you to get out of combos. They have like 4 different ways to get out of somebody's combos, where it's just like, what's the point of learning anything if all you can do is get out of literally everything So it's just it turns into a really hot mess.
So is the game fun? Is it fun to just play while you're just like, I want to kill some time? Like maybe I'll just jump online real quick and maybe just play. Is it fun to play? It's like you having a hard time with that one.
It's fun. It's fun to use your favorite character.
So why are you defending this game? Why are you trying to find everything it is?
That just told us that it's a bad game right there.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a good game. It's not, and it's just not a good game. The only reason I find fun of it is because it has two of my favorite characters in anime, and I just like using them and seeing them do their attacks. But other than that, it's not a good game. Like I said, here's the reason why I even have this game in the first place. I played I played J Stars with my friend from school. We played for like 2.5 years straight, and we loved that game. But when I saw Jump Force, I was like, I'm not getting this game and I'm not spending any money on it. He was like, game share it off of me and just give it a legit chance. And I was like, if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to at least try and get a platinum trophy out of it. So I'll play it up to the platinum trophy. And then
that's where it is. It's the platinum trophy.
I was like, I'm gonna give this game a legit chance. And I don't know, I definitely playing it up to the platinum is definitely giving it a legit chance. So I told him I'll play it till I get the platinum and I'm gonna stop.
All right,
that's why I'm here playing it.
Let me just ask a general question to everybody, like revolving Jump Force, Xenoverse, and Naruto, whatever crap.
Storm, yeah,
Storm. Do you guys like the hub world thing that they do?
No. Stop.
Just go back to a regular menu.
So why the hell are they doing it?
Like I said, because
Xenoverse.
Other fighting games.
Because Xenoverse
what I said before,
well.
the masses like them. That's the
they
thing.
love
It's like,
creative
we
character.
don't like it, but the masses are like, oh, a hub world, creative character, very nice.
It's just especially bad when it doesn't work. Like they keep trying to do it, but they leave certain features out, like matchmaking. All this stuff is stupid.
Matchmaking. There's no rematch system. Like what the?
Think of it this way: if you have a game that like has 40 hours of content, but you make it take a long time to get from one spot to the other because you have to run through a hub world.
You can handle that.
You can cut that out to like a 50-hour game if you make them run slow enough, right?
Jeez, that's definitely putting quantity over quality in the worst way possible.
Speaking of running, why do all the characters run so stupid and cringy?
Spike Tunes has a problem.
I'm gonna have to mute you there, Q.
All right, yeah. I guess you could tell him to type in the group chat when he's good to go.
Yeah.
Someone keeps trying to call me.
Turn your phone off.
He's on his phone. That's why he's using Google Hangouts. He's using Google Hangouts for his phone.
Mind.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Like, okay, poop, he's out.
Okay.
Jump Force is trash, people.
Okay, all right. Because it sounded like you were trying to justify you trying to get that trophy, but we know Jump Force is trash.
He needed me to help push it out.
Thank you, Gabby. The game is trash. I'm only here for my favorite characters and a platinum trophy.
Thank you.
Good. There we go. All right. Jump Force trash. All right. So let's go on to the some other topics here. We ain't got that much time left, but we're gonna try to rush through these. Persona Q2 is coming this summer.
Yes. I already have the collector's edition pre-ordered.
Jesus Christ, Gab, you all over it.
The day it was available, I had it pre-ordered.
All right. So how do you feel about there being no English dub?
Don't care.
Oh, don't care.
Don't give a single fuck.
But didn't you play all the Persona, like most of the Persona games? You listed them in English.
4 or 5. I have SMT Strange Journey that I'm partway through. I played 4 in 4 Apocalypse. I'm almost done that one too. And then I own like pretty much all of them. I just haven't gone through them yet. But
okay.
I also watch anime with subs, so it really doesn't bother me that it's just like to save money, and I get that.
So it's like it doesn't take away the charm for you, like
No,
that.
not even. I know the language. Like I know I'm getting it the way it was made to be, so I'm okay with that. As long as the actual translations are good, that's what I care about.
Okay. So people out here still playing on 3DSs.
Oh yeah, I was playing. That's my most recent
Tensei
game.
Machine. What do you guys mean?
I just finished playing a 70-hour JRPG on there, Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology.
That's a fine one. That
see,
is fine.
you say it's a fine one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been having a lot of gripes with rating Historia Perfect Chronology, but yeah.
Okay.
But I
Alright.
put 70 hours into it, man. So yeah, there are people who still playing 3DSs, but I'm known for playing dead portables. So who am I?
So when do you
How's
guys
the Vita?
think they're finally gonna announce that no more production is being done on 3DS? No more games are coming out for it.
When that
After
new
Persona
Switch,
Q2.
Probably
when
the
that new
beginning
Switch
of
comes out.
2020.
Yeah, Switch.
This,
Switch
I'd say
Mini.
this year.
I say when they announce that new Switch, they're also gonna
Announce,
the
yeah.
end of production.
Did the Luigi Mansion 2 come out?
I
Did
don't
anybody
think it's
know?
out yet.
Is that the Switch one or?
No, I
No,
thought it
it's
was on
supposed to come out for
3DS.
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 I don't think that one's out
I'm
yet.
pretty sure this was out already.
Yeah, I
a
think that
long
Ben came
time
out.
ago.
I think the
Okay,
newest
what I
one is
think
coming
you
out
guys
on
are
the
thinking
Switch.
of is Dark Moon was out, but the original Luigi's Mansion was ported to the DS, and yeah, it came out.
Oh, it came out already. All right, so pretty much Persona Q2 is like the only 3DS game
After
left.
Etrian
in.
Odyssey, yeah, that was like the only one, pretty much.
All right.
Hmm.
All right, so 3DS is on the way out. All right.
Dead console.
Right, give it to
Wait,
Riku.
is it more dead than the Vita?
It's a great
No,
console.
Vita is
No,
no.
it's more. No,
The
no, no. I
3DS
would
had its
never
time.
say
The Vita was never amazing.
the Vita
Oh, God.
was amazing.
Remember
Yes,
when
Riku
Street
it
Pass
was.
was in its prime and we were all street passing like dorks?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that. Like every anime convention, I was doing that. Like
I used to bring my 3DS to school, and we would have conversations with these kids, and like, I think I told one guy I was pregnant, but it was a joke. Literally, I was like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant."
Don't
He's like,
do
"Oh,
that.
shit."
That sounds funny
Don't
as
do
hell.
that.
Jeez.
Oh,
All right. So there was an announcement of a Nino Kuni movie being in production. Does anybody have any faith in this movie at all?
I
Is
need
it
I'm
by
gonna go see
Studio
it if it
Ghibli?
comes out in theaters.
who's making it?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's making it.
Let me quickly Google that.
Because if it's Ghibli, then if it's Studio Ghibli, then I'm sold. It's already a win for me. If it's
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli.
And if they follow like, is it gonna be based off the first game?
I think it's the original story, to be honest. Maybe,
That'd be
uh,
interesting.
I'm
while
kind of
you're
fine with
checking-
that, honestly.
So
Yeah.
while you are checking, I would like to address the chat for a moment. I know you want to post some links to your YouTube channels and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. But you will not get any kind of attention as long as the chat, as long as the stream is going. So I would not recommend doing that. But people are firmly locked onto that. So please only post links in the chat when the stream is over.
I mean, they see that 120 views. Like, man, I need to take some of these views.
I can't blame them. I would do the same.
Hold on, did we get over 70 likes? All right, we got over 70 likes. All right, I love you guys.
We're at
know, very
122 viewers.
You know,
Yeah.
if we can get that to 100, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be really
We'll do a
happy.
giveaway.
We'll do a giveaway.
There's like-
Yeah.
There's like 117, so it can easily
One person will
make
get a
100
free
likes.
Vita, baby.
Whoa.
He's trying to ruin this.
No, nobody wants that, man. All right, I'm just saying.
damn
like,
it.
nobody
All right.
wants to
We're
get that
losing
console.
viewers right now.
The
My
Vita
bad.
lives, right?
You
The
get a
Vita lives.
Wii U, baby.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's
let's
a
go.
dead system. That is.
I
still have my
wouldn't do
Vita.
that to anybody. I wouldn't put anybody through that disgusting console.
I tell you, gaming historians will talk about the Wii U like it's like it's World War II.
Like it's vomit. It's
Would you-
gonna be like this stain on the gaming industry forever. Kind of like.
But the
like, what
Wii
do
U
you
did
call
have
that
good
game?
games, no?
Yep.
It had good games, but it was a shit console. So
Tell him, Q.
Uh,
Tell him how trash
okay.
that console.
I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you with the Vita. The Vita has all my love. There's so many good JRPGs on that thing. I love my Vita, but the Switch. I mean, the Wii U, man. That has nothing from me. It's dead. It was dead in the waters.
I've never seen a company like kill a console and move over to the next one so quickly than the Wii U.
Really, you have
Yeah.
never seen the Virtual Boy.
Yep.
But what quickly came after the Virtual Boy?
They switched directly from the Virtual Boy to the N64.
Oh, okay. Was it quicker than the Switch? The Switch?
It
thing?
was in the span of a year.
Okay, well, I guess that's just a Nintendo thing.
They dropped that
Yeah.
really hard.
This thing dropped harder than a 2-ton piece of piece of garbage.
But that was a long time ago. I mean,
So-
I was talking about
True.
in recent years.
So wait a minute, guys. Which was more the fail, the Wii U or the Vita?
Oh,
And before we
Wii
say that,
U.
let me just say this real quick. I like the Vita, okay, but I will admit that pretty much out the gate, Sony had no support for it. They came out and said there ain't gonna be no more support for it. I like all the JRPGs on there. Don't label me as a Vita hater.
Mhm.
You know, I don't really care, but like I have a whole bunch of Vita games. I'm just saying the Vita was a pretty much a failure. So which one had the worst fail?
the Wii U.
Here's the
failed
thing
there.
about the Wii U failed, because here's the thing about the Vita, right? Even though Sony was a dumpster fire and said, "Hey, we don't like our Vita, even though it's amazing," and we marketed it like shit. The thing is that the Vita was supported by third parties. You know, developers like Xseed, like your Bandai Namco's, like your NS Americas, like
Nihon
your
Polycom.
yeah, pretty much every Japanese RPG developer supported the Vita, and they supported up to the last bit, like literally. So like Vita games are still coming. Like I got a Vita game for review, like I think maybe about a week ago or something. I think so. The Vita still getting support from Japanese publishers. It's just like
Isn't there a Catherine game coming out for it?
yeah, there's a capturing game coming off it if I remember correctly, and it's like the thing is that if I were to pick my Wii U, I don't have a Wii U, but if I were to take a Wii U and buy one today and buy a Vita today, I'd get way more games for the Vita that I would actually play,
Yeah.
and that's
That would be the
one. And
opposite.
the other thing too is
The
that
Vita
you
is
Yeah,
is
Derek, go ahead.
so much better in Japan than it is here. Like,
it isn't.
oh
It's
yeah,
fine over here.
exactly.
Well, I agree with him. It is definitely better over there. They got those Zero no Kiseki evolution games, man. And fucking Jesus, man.
Like you go to a GameStop, even when it was supported, and there's like, oh, maybe 20 copies of games that are available for you to go up and buy. But you know, I've seen pictures of game shops over in Japan, and they'll just have like here's the Vita section, and it's just like walls and walls of Vita games. So I feel like they did a little better over there.
I would say it definitely aged better too.
Yeah.
Like
Most
no one's
of the
trying to
Vita-
play with no gamepad. Fuck.
Even though I will say most of the Vita collection is like port, like low res ports of like games that are on console as well, though.
I think with the Vita, if you buy digitally, you'll always have games. And like finding a Vita community today, like I'm in a Facebook group where there's like a ton of people every day talking about their Vitas. Like they love the Vitas, right? I mean, most of them are from the Philippines, but still, they love their Vitas. And the thing is that the Vita still has a lot of love. And you know, I think can you find a Wii U group where people are like, oh my god, I love my Wii U? Like and I'm talking not like a group with like 5 guys, like hundreds of people. You know,
They all
just
move over to Switch, man. That's the
Mhm.
thing. I think if there was a successor to the Vita, they would be over there. But there is no successor right now or ever. So if there was no Nintendo Switch, I think you would see some people still on the Nintendo Wii U because there isn't anything ahead of it yet. But since there is
not as
something ahead
much,
of it,
though.
especially since there is something ahead of it, especially since a lot of the Wii U games are getting ported over to that, they've all moved over there. So that's probably why you don't
Mhm.
see them. Like who would sit there sitting there repping the Wii U when the Switch exists? You know,
You're right.
so you would say the same thing if there was a Vita successor that was better than the Vita. Who would be sitting there on the Vita if this successor exists? It doesn't. So I think that's why. Yeah.
Okay. There's a little bit too much Wii U talk. Every time I hear that
Yeah.
name, I get mad every time.
So let's move on, okay?
Break my PC here. Let me ask Nightmare. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Nightmare once
Ooh,
again.
Specifically
on the
against
panel.
me.
There's everybody here in this podcast, we all play our games. We all out there playing on PS4, Switch, 3DS, Vita, and all that good stuff. I'm just questioning a little bit. What are the games you're playing, my guy?
What I'm playing.
Yeah, what's going on here, man? Because you just got a PS4, and we coming up on the fourth quarter of the generation here, man. What's going on here, man?
Well, I didn't need it so much. I mean, even if I take a look at Japanese RPGs, I don't really need to actually own necessarily a console. I played most of his stuff on PC, actually. I actually have a real big problem that I don't really know what to get for a PS4 most of the time because I just can't get these all on PC. The real reason I bought this thing was that some games are, technically speaking, too much resource intensive for my PC at the time, and so I just, decided for the few things that I want to have, I need a PS4. That's how I
Can you
decided.
name those few things?
The direct plan for it was Devil Life 6 and Devil May Cry 5, and we see what kind of specific exclusives I can get. But the rest, I don't really need much besides that from that. The PC is very much saturated with a lot of the ports from the console, and a lot of them run just well. So I really don't know why I would have this besides the exclusives. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just what's the last game you beat?
The last game I beat, I have no real idea. I play so little actual story-based games these days.
Okay, so you're on that tabletop Dungeons and Dragons life.
Some of that. I also play a lot of 4X strategy games, and there you don't have necessarily a story. You just build up your empire, and then you win, and that's it. It's a very mechanical experience.
Okay, all right.
But I'm not opposed to that. I play story-based games. That's just what keeps me sometimes going, especially when I'm not feeling so well.
Okay, all right. I had to make sure I get that because I kind of noticed it a little bit. I was like, he don't really play console games that much. He's really on the PC playing Dungeons and Dragons much. What are those story-based games that you be playing though?
Let's see. What did I get lately? I don't really remember.
Here's a quick question. You said you bought a PS4 for its exclusives, right?
Yeah.
So the upcoming exclusives, we don't know, regardless if we know a release date for them or not. Shima, are you interested in it?
Yes, that looks interesting to me.
Last of Us Part 2, are you interested in it?
Not so really.
So with that, I'm assuming you're not interested in Days Gone either. If you're not interested in Last of Us. I mean, it's excuseless.
I don't know. I see. These are these games where I like to decide after I see more of them.
Did you play Spider-Man? Did you try God of War of last
You just got a PS4, my guy.
I'm going to try all of these out, sure, but I hadn't had the money. The game I wanted is lost in the mail.
What?
Yes, I
lost
ordered
in
a
the
game.
mail. Okay.
I ordered a game with it, and it's sadly lost in the mail for some reason, and I have to get it. And before I can get it, I can't get another one.
Understandable.
So
yeah, I just had to bring that up because
that's totally fair, man. That's totally fair.
Yeah, you're just curious.
All right. We're gonna run through these last bit of topics here because I'm trying to run a tight ship here. So Crackdown 3, I don't think anybody really cares about Crackdown 3 that much here.
Trash.
It
Best
was
Xbox 360 game of 2018.
Xbox 360
Only game.
Shadow, did you see that clip that Black Bond posted of Smooth?
Yeah.
Nah, what do you do?
Where he was like, "Who are you lying to? Yourself?" And he was like, he started to say it, and then he stopped, and it was the funniest thing I think I've ever
I
seen.
saw that.
So he was about to say himself?
He was about to say it. Yeah, I'll link it to you.
You know,
See.
he was like, he said, "Who are you lying to yourself? Yourself?"
who are you
And then
lying
he
to?
was about to say yes. You can
Everyone
hear
in
him
the
say,
chat to see.
yeah, you can hear him say yes, but he stopped himself. So it was hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, I posted it in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I'm actually looking forward to Weapon Wheel, to be honest. So
let me address Jonah for a moment. I'm interested in Bloodborne to a degree. I have played Persona 5 because it was already on PlayStation 3. I got this.
Okay.
And there's little difference in the versions, actually, so there is not really much.
So, all right. So, back in the day, a certain man said that a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is bad forever. What the hell happened to Crackdown 3?
I don't know. Better question. What happened to No Man's Skies? The game got not delayed, was bad at the beginning, and then they updated it into a decent state. So you see the opposite, you know. See the problem with these quotes is that they don't take context into consideration, you know.
Derek, what you think about what will happen to Crackdown 3? If you got any thoughts on it?
Oh God, I think that you raise a really interesting point though about what Miyamoto said. How that just doesn't seem to really apply anymore in today's climate, where people well, maybe it made sense at the time they said that, given how companies worked back then. But with companies like No Man's Sky, who will actually go the extra distance to like make it work, that really kind of turns that concept on its ear. And of course, we have games that have suffered through development hell. I think that may have been what happened with Crackdown 3. I don't know, but it don't really look all that great to me. And obviously, we've seen that before with many other games. So
Like
maybe
The Last Guardian.
Maybe that doesn't really hold water anymore.
Okay. To be honest, for me personally, I always thought that quote was just bullshit, just to get people to say that, oh, they're making the game better. It's like, nah, man, there's some bullshit going on. They can't decide what the fuck's going on.
Never forget this quote comes from a man who purposefully over decades tried to sabotage the own games of his companies because they considered focusing on stories. So just keep that in mind.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, so Crackdown 3, a complete failure. Xbox One has no games to really speak of this generation, and it's going to be the loser.
Man, yo, I'll tell you what, Xbox has gotten far more slander overall than the Wii U and the Vita.
That's true.
That's maybe true.
I really do feel sorry for those guys.
They'll pull through next
I'm
gen.
really sorry.
Hey, that's what they always say, right? Wait till E3. Wait till now I'm hearing wait till next gen. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
All right. Did anybody play God Eater 3? It kind of came out, and I don't think a lot of people even talked about it. Do you guys even
played the demo?
I would have, but I'm playing through the series now, so gotta wait.
I heard it's the best of the three, but to be honest, I was never really a God Eater fan.
I tried it. I tried out the first one, and I just didn't feel it.
Same. I think it came too late.
I like God Eater 3. I'm trying to get through Kingdom Hearts, but I can't wait to go to the God Eater 3 full time. It's mostly just a God Eater game for the most part. It's not really anything all that different. Of course, you get different enemies, different attack types, and whatnot. But other than that, it's a standard, really anime game, and that's not bad in any sense of the word. Just like that's how you get it. That's what happens when you.
Weren't these developers working on another game? What's that other game that their Souls game that got delayed? Code Vein. What happened? I haven't heard anything about Code Vein.
Still coming out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Is Code Vein gonna be trash? Now it got delayed a couple of times. What's going on here?
It has to be good.
Yeah, its delay wasn't as heavy as the other examples we named.
But wait a minute, man. We had it was coming out in September. We had limited editions and everything written ready to come out for Code Vein, and they pulled that thing, and it's still now it's just to be announced from a solid release date.
I feel like that game is doomed.
Something just maybe went bad. That happens. Maybe they had a goal or they lost some data. There's so many things we don't know. This is one of these things that we're only going to know in hindsight, basically.
Okay.
That's true.
So I would keep it like that mostly because speculating doesn't help. I see a lot of people dooming SMT5 because we don't hear anything about it. But
Jesus Christ!
And it's like I don't agree with that. Just let it go. Give them some time. It's going to be here eventually. I'm pretty sure they invested a lot of money, so it has to be pay back some of that.
Okay. All right. We shall see what happens with the
maybe they were just focusing on making sure God Eater 3 came out, and now that whole team that was working on God Eater 3 can go and fix up whatever was wrong with Code Vein and then get that out. But
I just find it, like I said, I just find it crazy that they had such a solid release date. All this merchandise, like the limited edition came with a lot of stuff. You can imagine they had it in the factory ready for mass production. And then all of a sudden, they just pull all that out. I'm just, like you guys said,
it's
there's
a
got to be a
crowded
big
release
problem.
month. It could have just been like there were too many other games coming out that they felt they couldn't compete with, and they
But
just said, well, let's move it to
it's
another
been
month.
a couple of months since then. Like right about now, it's about to be a little bit dry out here.
But look at Namco Bandai. They have released. God Eater 3 came out recently, and then there's the next thing that coming out, and they are like, we need to space this out a bit. If we can't expect every month that everybody buys our stuff, that's just unreasonable.
All right.
I feel you on that.
Alrighty, so the last topic I want to talk about, and then we're gonna head up out of here. Senran Kagura I don't know if all you guys are
Mhm.
familiar with Samurai Kagura, but
Yeah.
the game is going to be complete. Well, the new game that's coming out, that's being in development, they have to rethink the entire game because of Sony's recent stance on censorship and tightening down on the, how do we put this?
Lewd.
Yeah, lewd content. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Okay.
that.
Sony hates titties. Is basically it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, how do you guys feel about how this censorship rule is affecting some games in this particular category? Do you guys even care?
I care. I care so hard. I mean, I
Yeah,
reviewed
he cares
Cinnamon
hard.
Kagura.
Okay.
I've reviewed every Cinnamon Kagura, all the modern ones, and it comes down to the point of like, I saw a video from a guy earlier. I can't remember his YouTube channel, but I saw a video he was talking about it, and he made this perfect analogy. And basically, what he said is that when people say that, like I think there was an article from, I think it was Kotaku, one of them, that said, the game had molesting of female characters, young teenage girls or something like that. And the analogy he uses was like, okay, if you can play a game like Fortnite where you're shooting people and they're dying, but you can say, oh, these are fake, right? Then it should still be the same with Cinnamon Kagura because it's also fake. So the idea that Sony has had their whole thing where they were, the Japanese company that we went to for edgy games and PG and all that kind of stuff, and then they decide, you know what, we're popular now. We're like super popular. We're the biggest, console brand right now. Everyone's got their eyes on us. Let's go PG. It's just like a spit in the face to all the people who look for those types of games. Because I mean, taking out one or two certain things out of the game is censorship isn't going to really change too much, but the thing is that most of us just want it in the purest form as the developers meant it to be. And like you're saying with the new Cinnamon Kagura, it being changed while it's being developed now, it's being changed to be a different game to fit onto Sony's sort of like system. It's not really good. I mean, for me, if it changes too much and becomes too PG, I'm not getting it. Like, I don't care for it at that point. And it's not to say like I want to hurt Marvelous or Exceed because I like them as a publisher. It's just I want to let them know, here's what, dude. Like, screw Sony, go to PC all the way. Just go to Steam. At the end of the day, you can go to other platforms that will allow you to go all the way. Nintendo is doing it right now with the Switch. You can get really PG, mature games on the Switch right now. And so, yeah, just go with Nintendo and the PC, and you're good.
So Q, I have a question for you. As far as Samurai Kagura, regardless of how lewd these games actually do get, if there's one thing that I hear from the Samurai Kagura fans is that the actual gameplay behind it is actually pretty fun. Is for the hack and slash that hack and slash that it is, it's probably one of the top tier, within the genre that it is in. And you could say this for you can't really say the same thing for this next example, but the point is Dead or Alive 6 recent you see stuff about Dead or Alive 6, and in comparison you can see that one is a lot less lewd as the previous games. And but if there's one thing that a lot of people are saying about Dead or Alive 6 is that from a gameplay standpoint is actually improving the series like ever before. So what I'm
taking out boobs.
No, I'm like I said, as far as gameplay, fighting,
I'm gonna say it straight up. The games ain't that great when it comes to gameplay. All right,
Which one?
They're pretty much just button mashed for the most part.
Well, that's what I'm comparing. No, but that's what I'm comparing it to. Other button
Kagura
mashers.
is super tight. Like,
dude,
it's like
we're not comparing it to like a Devil May Cry, dude. We're comparing it to like a Dynasty Warriors.
They're definitely up there.
They're not. Those
games.
There are a lot of interesting mechanics here that you can play with. So it's definitely something that's, I would say, a good setup, and it has a lot of mechanical, interesting things that you could do with it. Yes, that is actually a thing.
So yeah, like what I'm trying to say as far as the newer one, if from a gameplay standpoint it is the best in the series, would you still be bothered that
I think
a bit less lewd? If from a gameplay standpoint it heightens just like Dead or Alive 6 did.
I like the gameplay in Cinnamon Kagura as it is right now, and
what if this one has the best? What if this one has the best?
Okay, so if this is the best, if they've tightened it up some more, they've added some more special moves or whatever have you to make it really, really flashy and really, really cool, and it's the best gameplay.
Yeah,
Now
like-
here's the thing. Full disclosure, I don't buy the Centering Character games. I get them from Exceed, so I'll probably still get a copy anyway.
But we're talking hypothetical here.
Yeah.
Right.
we are.
Hypothetically, if I had to buy it, I wouldn't. I would hold my money, and I would say, "Here's what, mate. I am not buying this as a." It's like me not getting Centering Kagura on the PS4. Like I don't want it on the PS4, even though I know for a fact. Like I went ham on Centering Kagura Reflections for the fan service being the only thing in the game. You know, like I was like, this is not a game. This is not fun for me. But the thing is that I don't think that if you have a full game and there's a piece of it that's there and you take it out, that piece, even if that piece is a little bit insignificant, I think leave it in. You know, let the artists as they are do their thing, because the developer who makes Senran Kagura, the guy behind it, he's a huge perv. He loves what he does.
Yeah.
He loves what he does, how he does it. And I think when you have someone who loves how they do something and you take away a certain percentage of their artistic sort of like thing, it hurts the overall product. Even though if certain aspects get better, I think some are gonna get worse. Because like, let's say for example, like if Shadow did a review, right, and YouTube said, well, Shadow, you can't use your humor in the review because your humor is too coarse for YouTube, right?
Yo,
but Shadow does the
I'll
review.
use whatever the hell I want. Go on.
I'm using the hypothetical here, but
Right,
you know,
yeah.
you take out your humor, but you double down on the review, put more information in there, whatever have you. We're not going to enjoy the review as much because we like the humor. The humor makes it part of what is. The humor is part of the whole. It's what makes the whole product what it is. And I think with Senran Kagura, the lewdness is part of the product, you know. And you take that out, it's just Dynasty Warriors. And
But here's the problem that I have with that. It's like
Mhm.
it's like that we see things in the concept of a series, and I'm like,
Mhm.
and I see it more in a different perspective. I see it like every game can stand on its own. Sure, it's built on a specific kind of legacy or whatever. Yeah, that's okay. But I think a game itself should be specifically that, a game on itself. And if it is great, even if it removes certain parts, then I think it should be judged accordingly and not just, oh, it's bad just because they remove the lewd parts. You know, that's a bit dishonest. You can address this, and you can say that you have a preference for the more lewd. That's totally fair, you know. But I think it's not just a general this is bad, this is good situation. I think there's a lot of nuance and finesse that you have to apply here, you know. And this is like, we also have to address the other thing that, you know, the decision like with Dead or Alive 6 was not necessarily a decision that Koei Tecmo made on their own or because of Sony. That's a decision that the fan base made. They said they wanted this like this. So there's
the
a
fan
whole
base did?
Yes, the fan base did. You can find many Reddit posts on this. There they actually said we're kind of disappointed about the fact how we are represented in Dead or Alive 6, that we can't go to in Dead or Alive 5. We can't go to the big tournaments. Everybody doesn't take us seriously. They actually posted lists of what they think you should use for costumes so that you can be taken a little bit more serious. And that
I don't
kind of
understand that with like when you got games like Street Fighter and everything.
yes.
Like,
And it's like,
Yeah.
and so they decided after that, they announced this, they would make it less obvious. They removed a bit of a fan service. It's still there, and they said also, and that's what was I actually thinking they would do was like the base game will be a little bit less sexy, so to speak, but the DLC will be the full stuff that we are known to get. So it's
So
basically
you
like
buy the stuff
you
that you
buy the
want.
base
You
if
buy your lead.
Exactly. It's a decision. So that's in my opinion a bit better because it gives you an option, and you know. So, but
It's all about options.
so yeah,
It's all about options,
options.
indeed.
And I think
Okay.
this is actually a moment where, you know, the often touted diversity of the market actually comes into play. So if you really like your Senran Kagura games, completely uncensored how they are, then you need to choose the right platform for this. That's the point.
Yeah, I think
So-
the developer needs to choose
that's
the right
that's
platform.
fair as a customer, but as a critic, I say there must be a little bit more. We need to examine this. You made the argument that in Fortnite you can shoot people, and in this game you can do different things. And I'm like, but there's a difference. In Fortnite, these characters aren't characters. They're real human beings behind a screen that don't have a personality, that you don't see. You just see a name and what kind of and what kind of avatar they chose. But in Senran Kagura, these are actual characters, and how they are represented, that makes a lot of difference because they actually have personality, they have urgency. And the question is the design representative of the character, or is the character just put into the design because it's the most lewd? And there is where it's getting muddy. I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily, but I also don't see it as a good thing. It's a neutral term that you have to make the decision in the middle. You know, this is where you.
I think for most people who've never played a Sinner and Kagura game, they view them as just this lewd game that has fan service. And the thing is that if you play them, like there's an actual story, and these characters, they're going through stuff, and there's actually emotional stuff in there. And again, the fans. This is what I love how someone mentioned that.
We gotta wrap this up, guys. So let's get to the.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up really quickly. So I like how someone mentioned that the Dead or Alive fans wanted to change. With the Sinner and Kagura's fans, they don't want it to change. And I think that's where it matters. The fans don't want it, so why change it?
That's true. I think that's a valid argument. I don't say it against, but the problem here is just that the platform holder has the dominance here, and that's where the problem comes in. And I think that's a bit unfair, yes, but we can examine this. This is where I think we can, from a perspective of media, we can examine it. But I think it's definitely bad that the platform holder can make these kind of decisions, and that's definitely a problem. But I think that's really not necessarily a problem of censorship. That's more a problem of selective release about how platform holders can basically push whatever they want, what they deem to be okay. And they will always go for the bottom line. The more appeal, the larger the appeal, the more audience they will get. And that's what they see. And they don't see the niche aspect, and they want to have the short-term money. So the more you actually sell, the better in their opinion. You know?
Okay, you're gonna take that right there, and that's a good place to end off right there. All right, this has been a nice little podcast. Yo, guys, we're almost at 100 likes.
Come on, 3 likes.
Can I get 3 more likes?
Come on.
I really like this viewership to like ratio here. This is exactly what I love to see, guys. Even if I don't reach the 100 likes, I'm glad that you guys.
I'll use my webcam tonight if I stream. If 3 more people like it.
If 3 more people like it, yo. Gab is going to twerk for you guys.
Let's twerk red. Video. Now we got a Gabby twerk video. He's gonna get 200 likes now. That's hilarious. That was 106 now.
Motivation.
All
right, Gabby. Roll up your end of the bargain.
I'm afraid.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
That is hilarious.
That is too funny.
It's still going up.
That's a good way. That is definitely a good way to end it off.
You know what, Gab? I never said when you had to do it. So you know what? You could take 100 years if you want to.
I can't twerk.
Don't doubt yourself.
Can you imagine? All right, join me in my Twitch stream while I learn how to twerk.
Oh my god,
that would actually work. I know.
No, I kind of feel dirty when I just hear this. So sorry.
All right, guys. This has been a great podcast. We are going to get to the outros here. Gab, go right ahead.
All right, guys, you know me. Twitch.tv/GabMew. I'm GabMew on YouTube as well if you want to, get me to 700 subs. Anyways, thank you for having me on, guys. Sorry I was late. It's been fun as always.
All right. Derek, man?
Yeah, I'm Super Derek. You can catch me over on youtube.com/SuperDerek or over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SuperDerekRPGs.
All right. Souls?
What's up? Great podcast as always. Definitely got to do this more. And thanks to all the viewers for showing up.
And where can they find you, Souls?
You find me over on Twitter, and you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube.
And when's the last time you uploaded a video? I'm just curious.
It wasn't really an upload; it was more like a stream. So
okay.
More of those.
All right.
You know where to find me.
I got you. Bob, go ahead.
Thanks for having me on as always. You guys can find me on YouTube at Bowser Carriga. Like I said, recently did a video on the Pokemon series, so check that out.
And you're gonna win.
That too.
Q?
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was amazing hanging out here. You can find me at either SiteTBS, which is on Twitter, or you can find me at LP Guardian. That's Guardian.eu, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, and thebuttonsmashers.com. So
Riku.
Riku's on one, the only one here. I will be taking a MIA hiatus from social media for the next couple of months, so I won't be on any future episodes, sadly. But it's great to talk to you guys, like always, about JRPGs. Trying to find more JRPG friends. Good talking to you, Super Derek. Like I said, a big fan. Looking out for your work and whatnot.
Thanks.
And yeah, peace out, everybody.
So press F to pay respect.
Yeah.
Did you
Press
lose?
F to pay respect, people.
Nightmare, go ahead with your outro.
Nightmare Alpha here. You can find me on Nightmare Alpha at Twitter and YouTube, and you can also find me on Shadow's Discord, where I try to not get this thing into a terrible hellhole, but we'll see about this. You can join it. There's probably a link in the description at this point. If not, you can ask us on Twitter. We always react. And it was fun as always, and I hope you approach your media with more nuance. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, and this is, of course, your JRPG God, Shadow Elite, and we are out of here. I thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for hitting that like button, and peace.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.